Group topic is metaphysics. As in metaphysics, the meta means beyond and outside the universe. The metaphysics is the study of origins, asks why we are here and what is our purpose in life. Metaphysics is the foundation of philosophy. Without an explanation or an interpretation of the world around us, we would be helpless to deal with the reality. The metaphysics is the study of the basic structures of reality, being and nothingness, time and eternity, freedom and determination, mind and body, thingshood and personhood, space and time, supreme beings and nature. And the metaphysics is sometimes referred to as first philosophy because it examines questions that lie at the heart of many other areas of philosophy. For example, do people have rights? Is a question from social or the political philosophy. A metaphysician would say that in order to answer this question, we must first ask, what is a person? As the metaphysics definition refers to the use of rational reasoning and logic to study questions that cannot be answered directly through perception. Metaphysics refers to the basic laws of philosophy. Metaphysics pays attention to the core issues of theoretical philosophy, such as foundation, premise, cause, first cause, and basic structure, such as the meaning and purpose of all real existence. Metaphysics would called Platonism by Nietzsche. Metaphysics has many explanations. The first type refers to conjectures about the structure of the world, such as what is in the world, whether there is a mind, whether there is a God, and if also what is the relationship between those things. The second type, mentioned by Qin Jiaying, refers to theories that are opposite to science. They are not scientifically feasible. For example, before there was an electron microscope, atom theory was metaphysics. We could not know what an atom was, but after having a microscope, we can see atoms. Atom theory is a science. The third type is the concept opposite to dialectics. Due to human subjectivity, the concept of describing nature is derived from nature things. For example, grains of sand continue to accumulate and become piles of sand. In our concept, there are only sand and sand piles, thus neglecting the intermediate state between sand and sand piles that exist in nature. Dialectics is to see changes, such as quantity changes to quantitative changes. Metaphysics, also called first philosophy, such as Descartes' Meditations on First Philosophy, as known as metaphysical meditations. Descartes divided human knowledge into three parts, using the big tree as the metaphor. The first part, the most basic part, the root of the tree. The metaphysics, it is the foundation of all knowledge. The second part is physics, like a tree trunk. The third part is about our natural sciences, using branches as a metaphor. Philosophy currently believes that it is difficult to define clearly what metaphysics is and what is the object of metaphysical research. Ancient and medieval philosophers may have said that metaphysics is like chemistry or astrology, defined by its themes. Metaphysics is the study of being as such, or the science of the first causes of things or things that do not change. For two reasons, it is no longer possible to define metaphysics in this way. First, the philosopher who deny the existence of things that were once considered to constitute the subject of metaphysics would now be regarded as a metaphysical assertion. Second, many philosophical issues are now considered to be metaphysical issues and have nothing to do with the primary cause or unchanging things, such as free will issues or moral issues. This raises the question, is there a common feature that unifies the problems of contemporary metaphysics as the separate equal of the philosophy failed to give an answer, but only listed contemporary philosophical questions that are considered metaphilosophical. And these are types of metaphysics. The first one is theology. Study about the existence and nothings of God. Study about the various types of religions that are scattered all over the world, and verification is considered in theology. Metaphysics regarding soul. Study of existence of soul and life. Relation of body and soul are concerned about the metaphysics regarding soul. The third is cosmology. It studies about the evolution and creation of organisms and spirits that are related to cosmology. And the last one is ontology. It's a metaphysical study of the nature of the being, and the existence. So now we discuss the first is theology is the systematic study of the nature of the divine and, more broadly, of religious belief. It is taught as an academic discipline, typically in university and seminaries. Is occupied itself with the unique content of the analyzing the supernatural, but also deals with religions. Epistemology asks and seeks to answer the question of revelation. Revelation pertains to the acceptance of God, gods, or deities as not only transcendent or above the natural world, but also willing and above, able to interact with the natural world and in particular to reveal themselves to humankind. And while theology has turned into a secular field, religious adherents still consider theology to be a discipline that helps them live and understand concepts such as life and love, and that helps them live life to obtain to the details of they follow or worship. And the second one is cosmology. Cosmology is a branch of astronomy concerned with the studies of the origin and evolution of the universe, from the Big Bang to today and into the future. It is the scientific study of the origin, evolution, the ever-true fate of the universe. Physical cosmology is the scientific study of the universe's origin, its large-scale structures and dynamics, and its ultimate fate, as well as the laws of science that govern these areas. Metaphysical cosmology has been described as the place of humans in the universe in relationship to all other entities. This is exemplified by Marcus, that a man's place in the relationship He who does not know what the world is didn't know where he is, and he who doesn't know for what purpose the world exists doesn't know who he is, nor what the world is. As ontology. Ontology is the basic branch of metaphysics, which mainly discusses existence itself. That is, the basic characteristics of all real things. Ontology is the philosophical study of the nature of being, becoming, existence, or reality, as well as the basic catalog of being and their relations. Traditionally listed as the core of metaphysics, ontology often deals with questions concerning what entities exist and how such entities may be grouped, related within a hierarchy, and subdivided according to similarities and differences. As the metaphysics divided to philosophy and traditions, and philosophy studying nature at the most abstractive level. And the example is the substance and the matter as a form. The traditions study phenomena beyond senses, view revolution, for instance. An example is the existence of God, life after death, the concept of having a hue. And we can combine the intuition, the faith, and the reason to the physics of the series laws, observation, experiments, science, and get the final is religion, philosophy. It's the metaphysics. And here's the important topic in metaphysics. The first one is ontology, we just discussed just now. The number two is causality and cosmology. The third is cosmology. The fourth, necessities, contingency, and the mind, matter, free will, and determinism. The next one is there have been three primary philosophical approaches to explaining the nature of reality. The first one is dualism. The belief that reality is made up of two fundamental types of things, substances of realms. The second one is materialism. The belief that all that exists is physical matter, and the laws that govern the behavior of that matter. The third one is idealism. The belief that physical matter doesn't exist and that all reality is made up of ideas that exist in the mind. As the materialism, a tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual value. The doctrine that nothing exists except matter and its movements and modifications. And the materialism is a general view about what actually exists. Everything that exists is material or physical. Many philosophers and scientists now use the terms material and physical interchangeably. Materialism is an ontological or a metaphysical view. It is not just an epistemological view about how we know, or just a thematic view about the meaning of terms. And the idealism, the practice of forming or pursuing ideas, especially unrealistically. Adding and the philosophy is adding of various systems of thought in which and objectives of knowledge are held to be in some way dependent on the activity of mind. And there is idealism, and some general principles is this school of philosophy gives importance to ideas and ideals, importance to spiritual aspects of life. God is the source of all creation and knowledge. Spirit and mind constitute reality. Material and physical universe is not a complete expression of reality. Spiritual world is more important than material. Man beings, spiritual is the spring creation. Reality is found in man's mind. Values are internal, absolute and unchanged. Truth, goodness, and beauty. The one is metaphysical spectrum of philosophy. In the left is the idealism. All things are constituted by mind and ideas. There is more to the world than material objects. And in the right side is the materialism. All things are constituted by matter. There is no higher existence beyond the material world. This is some of the differences between materialist and idealist. The first one is dream. The materialist is nonsense side effect of consciousness, less featured consciousness. Second one is survive. The materialist is the sole purpose of the consciousness. In the right side is one of many challenges for consciousness. And next one is illusions. In the left is evidence that consciousness is flawed. And in the right is the evidence that lawyers of experience conflict. Next one is reality. In the left one is a materialist is unconscious physical materialism, and the right hand is the conscious perceptual participation. Next one is clear. The clever tracks of the brain. In the idealist, the cosmological foundation. And next one is physics. In the left is the cosmological foundation. In the right is the listed layers of the consciousness. And science in the left is a logical fact that predict reality. In the right is the consciousness formalizing understanding. And the materialism is matter is primary, spirit or mind is secondary, and opposite the idealism, spirit or mind is primary, matter is secondary. And here we can see the God, the nature, the man. We have belonged together. Here is some systems in metaphysics. Here we can see here is 12 systems in the metaphysics. Is atheism, theism, monism, agnosticism, polytheism, monism, pluralism, scientism, mentalism, realism, and idealism, and nominalism. Thank you.